Wow, that was a surprise. What's up, everyone? And welcome to the podcast where we think we know everything, but we don't know shit. But what we do know is that football is almost over. No more Bears football. Yeah, I know the Bears almost won it. They almost won it, but not quite. But they were way ahead of schedule. That's what a lot of people saying. But so what? That's not a consolation prize. That doesn't make me happy. But maybe next season will be the season. So no more Bears football. So I know a lot of people are down in the dumps because there's almost no more football. I won't say the Rams or not the Rams because the Rams are gone. It's just the Seahawks and the Pats. Um, they're going to the Super Bowl. I won't say football is over. But like, damn, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna watch? Well, um, in the show, we'll have a few suggestions of what you can do with your time since you're not gonna be watching football. Um, and if your local basketball team sucks, like ours, and I don't really want to watch them because they suck. But it was D Rose Day on a Monday. Wait, over the weekend, I think. I'm not sure, but that was a good time for him to see his jersey retired. But a big question is, why wasn't Dennis Rodman's jersey retired? But Derrick Rose's was. Well, maybe we'll talk a little bit about that. Um, we may talk about the Bears, some of the things that are happening in Alice Hall right now. Al Harris might be going bye bye back to the Packers if he isn't already. So we'll talk about that and a lot of other things. So it'll be a fun show, but no more football. Damn. Let's go, Commission.
You are now rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse podcast, where they think they know everything, but honestly, they don't know shit.
These summer league games and they tell you about these new up and coming coaches.
I think we should get rid of every motherfucking owner in Chicago.
Enzo and Caruso, both when they are on the court, are like your defensive generals.
But they need to get that strong safety who's not scared to hit somebody.
They really don't know shit.
And we are back. Back again. And like I said, no football. At least no Bears football. But we still have the Pats and we have the Seahawks. But we don't really have a dog in that race. So who cares? But, we like to see good football. So perhaps we'll see it with these two teams. But we're not going to see good basketball. That's for sure. At least not from the Bulls. We're not going to see good basketball. I won't say they're terrible. I think they're one game over 500. They're entertaining to watch. Matas Buzelis, he's definitely fun to watch. But you know what? CSHN, they made it difficult to even see the games because they're not on a regular antenna. You actually have to subscribe to them unless you have direct TV. So they make it hard for people like me, po folks, that we don't have, or we may have a streaming service with YouTube TV. Well, CHSN or CSHN, whatever it is, they don't have a contract with a lot of these carriers, so we can't see the game, you know. But the rich people, of course, they can see the game. They can, buy all the services that they're contracted with, or even goes to the game. Get a skybox, why don't you? But anyway, yeah. So we may talk a little Bulls. Like I said, we may talk a little Bears. Uh, Even though the season is over with, there are still some things happening with the team. And also, we're going to talk about some things you can do since there is no more football. There are other things to watch. We just didn't watch them because of the football season. So we'll talk about all of that, man. We're going to have some fun with this. Everybody in the chat, if you have suggestions, please throw them out. Everybody wants suggestions on what to do. Now there's no football. We're not going to just twiddle our thumbs and count how many times the fan revolves. We're actually going to try to do something. Maybe take more naps. Maybe get outside and walk. Your fat ass needs to go to the gym. Maybe you could do that. Eat off some of them goddamn wings and burgers you were eating during the football season. So, yeah, we're going to have a little fun with that. But right now, let me bring in my all-star team, and it looks like only two of my guys are here. So let me start with the first. My man, 50 grand, who probably has the foulest mouth in the city. But he has a new baby and a new beautiful wife. So he may have calmed down just a little bit, but I don't know. Bears didn't make the Super Bowl, so he might have some cursing to do. He might not, though, because the Bears actually did a really good job getting as far as they got. Nobody expected it. And if you're saying you expected it, you're lying. Let's bring him in, my man, Foul Mouth C.
What's up, T?
Foul Mouth, what's going on, man?
Hey, man, I'm good. Hey,
Yo,
I do like to curse, but guess what? Cursing is therapeutic for me.
It's therapy for you?
It's therapeutic.
How so?
Hey, it makes me feel good, man. It keeps me calm.
It makes you feel good, huh?
Keeps me calm, man.
Shit.
Hey, you can't knock somebody. Hey, they feel like it's therapeutic now. You talking about killing somebody, like, yeah, that's therapeutic. They may need to seek some help or something.
Yeah, they need help. They say that. But
cursing is therapeutic for me.
Okay. I mean, you don't drink, you might as well curse.
Nah, I don't drink, I don't smoke, don't do drugs, never did any of it. So, I mean.
But you will drop an F-bomb every now and then.
Any fucking moment, yo. Absolutely.
So how you feel about the Bears season finally coming to an end, man?
As we stated last week, man, I'm happy about the season. I predicted 11 wins. We went into the season underdog in majority of our games. I want to say at least 80% of our games we were underdogs. People didn't believe in us. They didn't think that we would win the North. Didn't think we were going to playoff game. Didn't think we'd beat Philadelphia. Didn't think we'd beat Pittsburgh. Didn't think we'd beat the Packers. You you can go on and about the many doubts that people had against the Chicago Bears, and they still turned out to be champions of the NFC North and won a playoff game for the first time in 15 years or something like that. So I'm happy about the season. We still got some work to do. We're not a finished product yet. And if only the people in the chat could see our group chat that we had about what we think some of the best all-season plans should be, particularly when it comes down to edge rusher, which we'll probably get into a little bit today.
Right.
So,
okay.
Yeah, but other than that, I'm fine.
So,
I'm happy.
Let me ask you your suggestion. Since football is coming to an end, what is your suggestion of something to do to take the place of football?
Watch some shows.
Play
some video games. Yeah, you got plenty of good shows out. You got, for all you Game of Thrones people, which, by the way, Game of Thrones, the TV series won more Emmys than any show in history. Check that out. If you've never seen Game of Thrones, check that type of show out. You got a couple Netflix movies that's coming out. You can play the video game, like someone say, play Madden. I haven't played Madden in over 15 years. You can play your video game if you're the fellas, ladies. Maybe pick up some cooking classes. You know, majority of women don't really cook nowadays, you know. And if they do cook, they're not the best. Take up some cooking classes. God knows you don't want to watch the Bulls. I mean, they're mediocre at best. Jerry Reisendorf, one of the worst owners in sports history.
Terrible.
So, yeah, so I mean, there's things like that you can watch, or get you a boyfriend or girlfriend. It's cuddling season, baby. It's cold outside.
True.
Yeah, you can get rid of them come April or May. You know, and it's tax season. You know, it's a lot of ladies over there that got a little weight, man. You know, tax season, baby. Taxes coming in. It's tax season, baby. Them refunds coming in.
Right, refund checks, boy.
Yeah,
you can do a lot with those checks, assuming that you're getting something back.
Yeah. Well, you know, there are a lot of people that like to go exempt.
Go.
Yeah.
Well, let's bring in our next all-star. My man, 50 grand, the Grinch. My man, JB.
You're a mean one, Mr.
JB.
I don't know why y'all call me that.
Hey, I don't call you that.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes.
Basically.
Damn, we a bunch of fucking assholes.
Look what's back.
Moore's beer, huh?
Well, they got it in sky blue. What, them Chicago sky colors?
Colts.
Oh yeah, that was that's an old flavor.
It's
flavor,
it's the new. It's old, but it's their one of their more recent ones. But I haven't seen them in the stores in a long time. I just happened to be.
Really?
And I said, well, you know what? Maybe we can, shameless plug partnership. Bring it on back. A couple dollars.
You know, people
get so big. I don't know about that one, JB. I don't know about that one, man. But,
they get big. They don't want to mess with the little people no more.
Yeah, sometimes the little people is what helped them get big, though.
Hey.
So, JB, how do you feel about the Bears season basically being over with?
How do I feel about it being over with? Obviously, I'm not happy about it. I would have loved to be playing this past weekend. I don't think you could ask for more than that. Like, we made it to the second round. We played some really good football, throughout the season. And, you just, it's you ride so high like the roller coaster, and, you're going up and on. We didn't have the dips and stuff like we usually do in a Bears season. We pretty was on a steady incline. Just ascending, and then when the bottom finally fell out, it was like, call it what you want, but how many more times are we going to win these games in the fourth quarter? How many times are we going to win these games on the last second, this or that? You knew it was eventually going to end. So,
Right.
I mean, did you like the journey? Of course. Did you like the way that we played and how optimism has crept its head back into conversations? Yes. Do I feel that the season was a failure in any part? No, because I mean, as many people that, like Fowl said, he predicted 11 games or whatever. As many you predicted playoffs last year. As many people that thought we were going to win 4 or 5 games. So it was all over the place, you know. And
Right.
I just think that, you know, it's like one to grow on and you got to build on it, because 2018 wasn't that long ago when we just did the exact same thing. Went from a losing season with the one quarterback and we like, oh, he trash. Next thing you know, new coach, 12-4, quarterback looking better. The next season, right back to the dumpsters. So
back to trash.
So it's all
we're gonna just be.
Say again.
So should we be cautiously optimistic, as you always say?
I mean, don't you think you have to? Because like this is not something we haven't seen enough from this team yet to say, oh, we're here now. We've got it. We've arrived. We looked good this year. We looked great in certain circumstances. We looked like we could overcome this or that at any given week. We just got to wait and see. There's no consistency. Other teams that have won, they've been consistent. They've shown this year and year and year and year that they've been on the platform for playoff, or they've been on the platform for Super Bowl. When you talk about certain teams, the Chiefs could lose their first 5 games, and you know what they're gonna say? Chiefs still gonna make the playoffs. Chiefs still gonna make the Super Bowl. We're not there yet. And we got to temper our expectations. And it's okay to temper your expectations. What is not okay is to drink the Kool-Aid to the point where you get going to sugar shock. You know, that's where I'm remaining cautious. You know, coaching got to get better. We got to keep some of our coaches. You know, players got to get better. Players got to come in and get, you know, unfortunately, your favorite player might not be here next season. You know, it's still a business. So in the meantime, I would just say, for me, what's going to keep me going is just the energy that Ryan Poles and the energy that Ben Johnson are bringing to the team, because that's kind of new and refreshing. Poles didn't have that same energy with Eberflus as he does with Poles, in my opinion. But I'm liking at least the commitment is there. I can see that.
Okay, so one question that a lot of people are probably asking that are JB fans, they're probably asking, well, what grade would JB give Caleb Williams after this season, this magical season? What grade would JB give Caleb?
Just this year, not career so far. Just this season.
No, just this season.
I give him a B+.
You give him a B+.
B to B+, because he did show some tendencies that he did not bring back into this season. But then again, you know, sometimes that old Caleb showed up. It reared its ugly head. The go for it all man showed up.
What's the old Caleb? The
old Caleb is the reason we got that interception on the last play. Always going for the home run play. Always going for the shining moment play, the highlight, as opposed to, you know, just taking the layups and playing football. It happened in multiple games this season. He had quite a few games under 200 yards. And, you know, a lot of people bet hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars that he was going to get 4,000 yards passing and 30 touchdowns. And he didn't. You know, 58% completion percentage, not all on him, because you did have a lot of drops, uncharacteristic for Bears, because we usually don't have a lot of drops. We may not have the best offense, but we normally catch the ball. You know, our quarterbacks usually be in the high 60s, you know, low to mid 60s. But just that. But you got to give him credit that the sacks are down. He ran a little more. He threw the ball away a little more. So you have to give credits, but sometimes, you fall back into your old habits. And that's why I said, I give him a B to B plus. If it was on a scale, numeric scale, like an 86, 87.
Okay. All right. So, okay. Barring fourth quarters from games.
Mm-hmm.
Barring fourth quarters.
Ooh, I know where you're going
What
with this.
grade would you give him then?
C minus, D plus to C minus.
Damn. D plus to C minus. But aren't we okay, for the first 3 quarters of those games, did we really see improvement in his decision making or his footwork or throwing the ball away when he should throw the ball away? Did we see any improvement in those things?
So quarters 1 through 3, out of 17 games that we played, just from recollection, he looked better. I'll say the first Minnesota game was okay, even though we lost, but that was more or less the defense not closing the deal and letting JJ come down and just do what they want. I'll say he looked pretty sound. The Dallas game, that looked like a complete game for Caleb. And then I'm kind of torn, right? I'm kind of torn between the Cincinnati game, because we all know, like, the ball had to roll and divot and dip and dive a certain way for them to get the ball for us to even be in a 40-point shootout. And then I'll say the Eagles game, because that was a game that everybody just thought that, they should have just gotten, their ass handed to them. But I think Caleb played he played a solid, like he wasn't scared. He wasn't fearful of Philly. So I say, one of those, between those 3 to 4 games, I'll say he actually showed like true improvement quarters 1 through 3. But the rest of them, it was like, dude, what are we doing? Like, why are we waiting till the fourth quarter? Or not even the fourth quarter. Why are we waiting the 2 minutes left in a 60-minute game to actually look like an offense? Like, it wasn't good. It wasn't pretty, no.
I feel like a good analogy for that.
I want to ask you that same question, Chris. What grade would you give Caleb for this season? Quarters 1 through 4, and then we'll give him a separate grade for quarters 1 through 3.
So you talking about for the whole? So I'm asking me what grade do I give him for the season?
For the season.
What did you give him, JB?
For the season, for the whole season, I gave him a B to B plus, like an 86%, 87% for the whole season. For quarters just 1 through 3 of the whole season, he was kind of bad, man. So I gave him a D plus C minus.
Yeah.
Fourth quarters, he's an A plus, so it balances out.
Yeah, I gave him a B plus this year. He did fairly well as far as, well, I ain't gonna say fairly. He did very well as far as for a quarterback that had to literally come into the season learning a new system with a quarterback with a coach that was going to push him. And as we've heard from former players of Ben Johnson's, the Jared Goss and the Amon St. Brown said this is a very difficult offense to pick up and to learn. And we saw a little bit of that early on in the season. So I would definitely give him a B plus. He handled it pretty good. Now, as we talk about quarters 1 through 3, I'll probably give him about a C. Sometimes he was a C plus. And then fourth quarter, of course, that's without a doubt A plus. You don't get 7 comeback wins.
That's the thing, right? You have to give him the A for that. Like,
so you don't get 7 comeback wins. I mean, he was very good.
Let's bring in our guy, the Crooked Commish. Crooked. And let's
What's going
get
on,
his
guys?
opinion of what he
Going on,
thinks
bro?
about Caleb for the season, and then Caleb for quarters 1 through 3 in the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to kind of argue with what JB's saying. I feel like the perfect analogy for that is like Caleb doesn't do any of the homework, but he aces the test at the end somehow, some way. And you think maybe like
I
the
like
dude's
that.
cheating. You know what I mean? Like,
I like it. Oh, that was
so
me, by the way. Nah,
that did what?
I didn't really ace no test.
Yeah, no, and it's
didn't do
the
no
strangest
homework.
thing. Well, and that's the thing that it's to the point where like if you're the teacher, you're thinking like this kid's got to be cheating somehow or getting the answer slipped to him somehow because he ain't. It doesn't. He's not doing like quarters 1, 2, and 3. He looks like almost like a completely different quarterback. So that is my biggest gripe, like to what JB's saying is he goes big game hunting too much, I think, in some moments. But I think he gets a lot of that from the attitude of his coach. He knows if he goes big game hunting and it doesn't hit, he's not going to get chewed out at the sideline by Ben Johnson. You know what I mean? Like Ben Johnson is going to be like, unless he throws into the triple coverage type of thing, he's really reckless with the ball. But we haven't really seen that from Caleb too much. But my biggest gripe is he doesn't take maybe the short underneath stuff or the routes to the running back when he flanks, when he goes out and stuff. Because there's plenty of times where we're looking, it's like that guy's open in the moment, get it to him because he's got 6 yards, 5 yards of space, and then let him do the dirty work and run for it. You know what I mean? Break a tackle, you never know what the hell happens. So overall, I think Caleb season his growth was good. I think B. I was going to give him a B as well. And fourth quarter just alone, I mean, it's just an A. I mean, that's when he just turns it on. For whatever reason, he knows how to get the guys out of the jam. So I mean, that part's super impressive.
I got a question for you guys. How important do you think it was for Rome Odunze to be out those games that he was out? And since he was out, do you guys actually think that we would have won those games? Because we know for a fact that Caleb loved targeting Rome, whether he was single covered, double covered, hell, triple covered. How important do you think it was that he missed them games? Do you think Caleb comes up with the same numbers? Do you think we have as many wins? Because a lot of those passes that probably went to Luke Colston, DJ. I can't really say Zacchaeus because he caught a little bit. He started getting his spot taken. But with those 3 players, do you think a lot of those passes would have went to Rome? And do you think that we would have set up there and won those games?
Go ahead, JB.
You know what? That see, Fal, I like how you phrased that, because now what you're talking about is taking him out of his comfort zone and making him comfortable with other players, which is what we discussed. And what game was that Rome went out? Was that week 10?
Cincinnati game. Was that
like 10?
After the Cincinnati game? It was after the Cincinnati game.
I thought he got hurt.
I thought it was in the Cincinnati game.
He got hurt in the Cincinnati game, but didn't show up last week. So that was like week 10, right?
Yep. It was around there, week 9, week 10.
Somewhere around there, because remember we had a bye early.
Yep, we had a week 4 bye or week 5 bye.
Mm-hmm.
So then that would be week 9. So I was 1 week off, right? Because we was 5-2 or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, we had just lost to Baltimore, I believe.
So 5-3 maybe. So yeah. So I would say that was pivotal, and of course, the Cincinnati game was one of those games where it was like, now I have to go tit for tat because I have to put up 40 plus to win. So you have to be precise to do that. After the Rome injury, I noticed 2 things. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I noticed 3 things. Luther Burden started to emerge. Colston Loveland definitely started taking that step.
It was week 15 against the Cleveland Browns. That was when week 15 was when he didn't play.
But
he was just dealing with it. Yeah, he was just dealing with it. He wasn't the same guy after that.
Yeah,
Like you could
I'm
tell.
saying, like,
Yeah.
when he got
No. I'm just saying, like, when it came out to, like, as far as him playing, because remember, week 15, and then it went all the way.
Yeah, no, right. Week 15, he
to
was
the playoffs
out.
where he didn't
I want
play.
to say right after the bye, that's when he got hurt.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
No, I thought he got hurt in the Cincinnati game, and then like he maybe not. But anyways, just go
right
ahead. Your main point.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Because he played a stretch when he was hurt and he wasn't getting the ball.
Correct.
And then he was out because he got hurt in warmups. Remember, he was trying to warm up.
Yeah, that was the Cleveland game.
Yeah, and he was already trying to come back from,
a foot fracture. They said it was a minor foot fracture.
From a foot fracture, yeah, from being hurt. So I would say, yeah, I would say, I think in a weird vacuum, yeah, I think Rome getting hurt actually helped Caleb.
I agree. I think that it does appear to be a blessing in disguise just because of how fixated he was on Rome. And in one instance, you're like cool with it because the chemistry that they're building, but at the sacrifice to what though? You know what I mean? And him going out, missing a few weeks, I think did open Caleb's eyes to like, oh, I do have other playmakers on this team. I think after that Cincinnati game, he really, really started looking at Colston Loveland and realizing like this guy has reliable hands. And then even when he gets the ball in his hands, he's capable of making a big play. So, but
did you notice that's when his targets went down too, though? Was after the Cincinnati game, because that Washington, I keep saying Washington, that Giants game of which Jackson Dart got hurt, which got us back in the game. But then that Pittsburgh game, it was like Rome, like he just did not look like himself, and he just had a horrible day.
I think a lot of that probably is because of the injury. He wasn't moving the same. He wasn't getting the same separation probably as well. Compared to when he's healthy, he's getting the jump off the ball and stuff. He looked a lot more fresh and brisk, obviously. But then after that injury, you're not just quite playing the same, dealing with that kind of pain and stuff. And you don't feel as comfortable planting your foot to break and stuff. So if you're even a half a step or a half tick slower than normal, you're not getting that separation. So
yeah, with me, when it came down to Rome, it's never his route running that question. It was always his hands.
Yeah.
Like by playing a position, I was telling people, and I think me and you were talking about this a couple times, that when you have a wide receiver that's supposed to be 6'3", that's supposed to be a big wide receiver. Rome doesn't play big to me. He plays like he's 5'10", and that's not cool because you're supposed to be a big play wide receiver. One thing that you're supposed to know and do is use your hands and your leverage. That's the point of being a tall, big wide receiver. He needs, like I said last week, he needs to put on some weight. He needs to put on like maybe 15 to 20 pounds of muscle.
Yep.
And if you're gonna sit up, because right now he's not a big wide receiver. Like you look at him, like there's no definition in Rome. I call him Bambi legs because his legs look like they're gonna give out at any particular point in time.
And he's getting ran through from behind with these D backs that come to swipe the ball. Any kind of push that he gets from.
So let me ask you this then: if you're as a receiver, you're 6'3", 215. Do you want him David Boston size? Because 20 pounds, that means you're 235.
Well,
he's not DK. He's not DK.
No, he's not DK. But when I'm sitting up there saying that, I want him to put on that type of muscle because he's going to lose some of that fat that he does have. So that's going to knock off a couple pounds and just replace it with muscle. Because when you look at Rome, is not cut. He's like, when you look at him, he's not defined.
You saying he looks doughy?
Huh?
He looks doughy, like.
Yeah, when you look at his legs, like when he runs, he looks like he's got sticks for legs. His arms, like you don't see no definition, or you don't see him pop when he, like, man, when he catches the ball, like, man, it just look like that ball ain't gonna leave his hands. That ball look like it's ready to come out. Even when he catches the ball, he's a body catcher. And that's one thing that he has to work on in the offseason. Get on them jugs. Boom, boom, boom. Quick, waiting for the ball to come there. And that's why one reason why I wasn't too keen on getting him into the draft. I told you guys Malik Nabers was the best wide receiver in that draft to me. Some people had Marvin Harrison. People thought that he was generational. Some people thought it was Rome Odunze. Me, I said Malik Nabers was the best wide receiver in that draft. That's who I wanted. I wish he would have failed to us because, God, we'd be talking about something totally different right now. But anyway, we got Rome Odunze. I just need him to be more physical. He's not physical enough for me. I need him to make those difficult catches. The ball goes through his arms too much. It looked like he plays too pretty for me.
Because Burden's going to be our speed guy. So
Burden's going to be the speed guy, but I was just going to ask, what position do you want Rome to be? Do you want him to be your number one? Do you want him to be your number two? Like if we're saying names, if Luther Burden is about to be your one, he about to be your go-to guy. Let's say DJ is gone, right? I'm still thinking Luther and Colston Loveland should be my 1 and 2, and Rome can just kind of like carry the 3 if we keep him.
I mean, ideally, when you have 2 wide receivers like that, you will want them to be your 1 and 2 option with your tight end being your third. Ideally, that's what you want. You know, you're talking about a guy that's a number 9 pick.
But
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like it's a great thing to have if you got, Colston Loveland as your 2. I still would prefer to have Rome Odunze as my 2. Because remember, coming into this year, you had many media people, a few of the female media people saying that, Rome is going to be your number 1. Rome is the number 1 wide receiver. And I said, Rome is not ready to be the number 1 wide receiver. The number 1 wide receiver is still DJ Moore. He's the most experienced, probably got the best hands, and he was the best player coming up until the season after the catch, once he has the ball in his hands. But they wanted to put Rome there. Hell, even they were putting him there even because he had all those targets. He had a lot of targets, but not a lot of catches.
So watch this, and this is where I'm gonna get a little like propaganda-ish. If we hope that Caleb is Mahomes-like, if we hope Luther Burden can be Tyreek Hill-like, just not saying player for player, but for what we want, and Colston Loveland is Travis Kelce-like, doesn't Rome just by proxy take the back seat almost? He's Sammy Watkins. He's Mecole Hardman. Right? You see what I'm saying? But you see where I'm going. Like
I see where you're going with it, but damn, not that bad. Shit. Not that bad. No, I see
to me, what I would, in a perfect world for me, obviously, but would be if Rome and Colston can kind of fluctuate who's going to be the 2 depending on the game plan. You know what I mean? But at the end of the season, if they both had around 900 yards receiving, that would be cool. And if Burden was your 1 and had like the 1,200, 1,300 yards, like I feel like that would be a pretty good season there.
But good season. But we're talking about the number 9 pick being relegated to 6 to 7 to 800 yards a season. That's not a number 1. That's not a number 1 wide receiver.
No, you're right. It's not a number 1 wide receiver. And that's why I would prefer, to me, if Luther steps up next year and be your number 1, or if DJ's still here, they be your number 1, it's a great problem to have. I mean, just imagine, let's just say hypothetically that they keep all, let's just say DJ's still on the team. We know Loveland and Luther and Rome not going anywhere. So if you got those guys another year in this system, yeah.
Is Crook, can Bearsky jump on? He said he's got some research and some stuff he wants to talk to us about. You see that?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Bearsky, go ahead and
I just saw that. Like
search your email, Bearsky.
Yeah. So I like Rome. I would love for him to be our number 2 or number 3 because the way your offensive threats are, and this is one thing that I need Caleb to realize, you don't have to do it all. You got two of the best wide receivers in the NFL after the catch and DJ and Rome Odunze. I mean, not Rome Odunze, I'm sorry,
Colston.
and Luther Burton.
Colston, too.
You know, and Colston is one of the best tight ends already in the NFL.
You got to give him his prop.
And you got to sit up there and think about it. He wasn't even involved in the first half of the season. Just imagine he was involved in the first half of the season. And tell you the truth, you can say the same thing about Luther Burton. Just imagine he was involved in the first half of the season.
He just had that one big play against Dallas, and then he kind of fell into the background.
But I said, like, was that a Luther Burton wasn't grasping it, or was it, whoa, we got to feature this guy, or whoa, we got to make sure that we get everybody involved? Because ideally, if you look at what Ben Johnson did in Detroit, regardless of who was around it, you knew Amon-Ra St. Brown was the number one. You knew that.
Yeah.
It showed in his production, it showed in the play calling, and it showed in the targeting.
Yeah. And his quarterback wasn't afraid to get him the ball. And that's what I saw a lot since Caleb's been here. It seems like, I don't know if Caleb actually knows this or does he pay attention. When there's big plays that need to be had, he throws the ball. DJ Moore is your guy. Sure. Like, what's so wrong with hitting him? And then another thing, I would like for Ben Johnson to tell this kid, hey, start using your legs to pick up yards. The only reason why New England right now is playing in the Super Bowl is because Drake May used his damn legs. His arm didn't do shit.
86 yards.
Game. 86 yards. Yeah. His legs got them to the damn Super Bowl, not his arms.
Running for those damn first downs there.
Running for those first downs. And it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to run sideways to wait for a player to get open, and there's a chance that it may get completed, that may not get completed. No, he ran to get that first down, to get positive yards. And Caleb completion percentage will be so much better if he did a lot of that this year. There's no reason that man shouldn't have had at least 700 to 800 yards rushing this year. And I don't know how many he ended up with. He probably had less than he had last year, and he got his ass sacked 68 times.
But there were more times this now design runs. I don't think we're talking. I don't think any of us are.
No. I ain't talking about no design runs.
Yeah, we talking
about when he's back
getting out of trouble.
Nobody's open.
Right. Yeah,
tuck the ball, get loose, get whatever yards. Hell, your quarterback. They made the damn rules where you can slide and the damn defensive player can't even touch it. Take advantage of it. Jeez. God gave you feet to run. Huh?
Thankfully, later in the season. Yeah, and the thing that was killing us in the beginning of the season is when he did do that sparingly, and he would slide a yard or two short of the first down. And luckily, as we've seen, towards the end, he started to dive forward, especially at that first down marker, which you can't just depend on and being like, yo, it's second down, I'll dive short. If I'm short, it's cool, it's third down, because more often than not, like especially towards the end of the season, the run blocking got worse for some reason, and I think that Rome's run blocking definitely got worse, and that probably his injury maybe affected that as well. So, I mean, it sucks that shit like that just kind of lingers on and whatnot, and really can hamper a guy's what's great start to a season, really kind of flatten it out.
But Val, you said something. Val said something that kind of got me to thinking numbers wise, right? Mm-hmm. If you saying that Caleb got sacked 67 or 68 times? 68. Mm-hmm. But he had more rushing yards last year, right, with all the sacks because he had no choice. But this year, when you have protection, obviously you see the rushing yards will be down, but now you don't have 3 and 4 people that are like attacking you at one time or spying you. You should be able to get the little, you know what, nobody's open, that little rollout now where I'm waiting. You can cut it upfield. A lot of people don't remember that. Like not Rome. I don't know why I said Rome. Caleb Williams, when he first came in, he was a freshman quarterback starting on varsity.
Yeah.
He did not throw the ball 30,000 times when he was a freshman on varsity. You know what he did? He used his legs because he was a receiver before he became a quarterback. A lot of people don't do their history. He still get it. That's why it's like when you look at Caleb, you're like, man, he's actually really fast.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know his 40 time, but we can.
He never ran the 40, but yeah.
I mean, but at some point in his life, he ran the 40, whether it was, high school, college, at some point he did it. But Caleb is fast enough to get up out of there and say, you know what? I'm going to keep the ball in play. I'm not going to make a dynamic throw. I'm going to take this 5, 7 to 10 yards, slide, keep it moving. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, you know what I'm saying? They do that. Patrick Mahomes, they do that. That would help Caleb immensely, but I think in his head, he's like, I'm not a running quarterback. I'm going to throw the ball. If he could just temper that, right? Just a little bit. I'm not saying do it all, but foul, to your point, if you can give me 400 yards when you're getting sacked 68 times, you damn near should be able to give me 400 to 500 yards when you scot-free.
Yeah. So this year, last year, he gave you 489 rushing yards.
Mm-hmm.
On 81 attempts. This year, he gave you 388 on 77.
See, do the math. You see the math? We right there.
And the thing is, I hopefully he can realize when he has advantages there, because what you're talking about there, the play where he ended up throwing it late to like the offensive lineman. In that moment, I wish he would have realized, I got a big ass offensive lineman here. Let me just start scrambling. Because he's technically a receiver. Let me, this big ass receiver here, block. I got a huge, you know what I mean? Just in those moments, realize instead of throwing it to him where it went incomplete and the guy got blasted, like
he wasn't gonna catch it no way.
Exactly. That's the thing. Bearsky, welcome back to the clubhouse, man. Thank you for accepting the invite.
Yeah, sure. Thank you guys. I kind of weaseled my way in. So
no, we love it. What's up, brother? How you feeling?
No, I'm good. I'm good, man. How are you guys?
Good, man. Good.
Yeah, my mic's okay and everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't have my flag hanging or anything, so I just blur the background, but whatever. Yeah, no, I just wanted to say, man, it's such an interesting topic to me, and it's something that me and my co-host David, I've known the guy for 15 years. 15, 20 years now. So we've gone back and forth on a lot of different ideas, a lot of different philosophies, and over the years kind of just really some things we agree on, and this is definitely one of them. When it comes to team building and draft philosophy, right? I start with what are the most impactful positions on a football field? You got quarterback, and then you got pretty much the guys that are coming after him and the guys that are blocking them, right? So quarterback, defensive end, defensive tackle, left tackle, any way you want to put those. So really, when you're drafting top 10 and you look throughout the league, so what I focused on is guys who signed second contracts with the teams that drafted them, right? Because in my opinion, that means that you've done enough or whatever to stay on the team that drafted you and you've made an impact. When you look at those guys from the defensive end position, from the defensive tackle position, a lot of them were top 10 picks, right? Those Max Crosbys that are picked in the 4th round are very rare. Very, very rare. You got, Nick Bosa, Myles Garrett. You got, Michael Parsons was 13 or 14 or something, but he was drafted as an outside linebacker. Still, there's a lot of different examples. Now, when you look at wide receiver, it's a little bit interesting. When you look at the top wide receivers year after year, that it changes so much. Right now, it's Puka Nacua, 5th round pick. It was Antonio Brown for a while, 5th round pick. Tyreek Hill, 5th round pick. And so you start to realize, hey, you can find those guys a little bit later on. It wasn't Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yep, he was late.
Later, I was going to say 4th, but maybe 3rd, something like that. And then when you look at the guys who have been drafted top 10 at the wide receiver position, it sucks because, Randy Moss does not have a Super Bowl ring. So if you're telling me I'm getting Randy Moss, I'm fucking happy. But if it comes with not getting the trophy, then is it really worth it at the end of the day? And so it would be one thing if it was just speculation, but it's so one-sided. So out of the guys that were picked high and they're still on the team that drafted him, I think you got the guy on the Eagles. Was it Devonta Smith or something?
Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
Okay. And you got fucking Tampa Bay, Mike Evans.
Mike Evans.
Yeah.
Right? But like outside of that, I think you have to go back to like the 90s to find a guy drafted top 10 that won a Super Bowl.
Really?
I don't think it's even with the team that drafted him. I think it winds up, wasn't it Keyshawn Johnson?
Keyshawn Johnson
didn't win.
He would.
Jets.
Yeah. Well, the Jets drafted him. He didn't win one with them, so he might have a string with somebody else, right? And so that doesn't count. Now I look at the league now, and it's like, okay, Justin Jefferson's fucking legit. He was drafted in the 20s. Jamar Chase legit. He was drafted top 5.
Yeah.
But what does that do for you at the end of the day?
Right? I mean, fair point.
Dude, it matters on the quarterback. When you have the quarterback, you could sit there and make wide receivers out of it. I remember Devontae Adams was a Hall of Fame trajectory, blah, blah, blah. Then he went to the Raiders and did what?
He was a second-round pick, though, Devontae Adams.
He was a second-round pick, yes. He was a second-round pick. Like, I'm totally cool with Luther Burden. Totally cool with where he got drafted. I would not draft a tight end top 10. Colson Loveland's proving me wrong. Like, there's guys that are outliers in this, right?
Yeah.
But I just wouldn't do that. Now, I wouldn't draft a wide receiver top 10 either. Whether it was Malik Neighbors, whether it was Marvin Harrison Jr. I was saying, like, I hope Marvin Harrison Jr. falls to us because I know I have a trade partner. Like, I want that defensive line. I want that defensive tackle. I want that left tackle with a top 10 pick. In my opinion. And otherwise, like, look at what the Chiefs did with Tyreek Hill. They drafted him in the 5th round. They traded him away for 2 firsts. That is such great gain on draft capital, right? Like, if you were to trade Rome away now, he's already depreciated. Like, it's so rare to find that guy still be kind of, oh, dude, you're not getting a top 10 pick for Rome.
No, you're not going to get a top 10.
Not a trade partner, no. But
no, I'm just saying, like, he's already not worth what you drafted him, right?
So back up just a little bit for me.
Yeah, no, it's a lot, man. I know.
I'll say these 4 names you kind of have to take out right now because their career is so young. Justin Jefferson, I feel you have to take out. George Pickens, I feel you have to take out. And I feel you have to take out what's my man's name?
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase. I feel you have to kind of take them out because 3 things happen to each one of those. Great success, injured quarterback. Coming back success, new quarterback. So they all had some type. Because remember, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl. That wasn't that long.
Right. Yeah.
And so like,
Joe Burrow comes back, he's hurt.
Patrick Mahomes won with Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill goes to Miami.
Patrick Mahomes still wins.
So, dude, I'll take the shot on the quarterback all day. I'll do that all day, man.
And that pays homage to the. Actually, that takes homage to the scouting department because is a Calvin Johnson going to put you over the top if you don't have a line in front of you or if you don't have a quarterback that can throw past 30 yards? What good is a Calvin Johnson then?
Right. And so you want the
Larry Fitzgerald.
Right. I mean, listen, they're all great wide receivers. I'm not taking that away. Like I said, Randy Moss doesn't have a ring. Like T.O. bounced around 5 teams. These are great wide receivers. That just, dude, if you take a look at the top 10 list, though, it's not very good. You have a lot to. You want to talk about Kevin White? Like
the only, the only outlier would be Jackson Smith and Jigaba if he wins the Super Bowl. If they win the Super Bowl this year, that would probably be the only outlier.
But he's also 2 years. He's very new.
Yeah, right. But
more often you get one because the greatest wide receiver is what is Jerry Rice, a 7th round pick or whatever, 9th, 12th?
Yeah.
Whereas I've seen the greatest quarterback take a 7th round pick in Julian Edelman
and win however many Super Bowl, right?
Right. I have not seen a wide receiver carry a team like that, right? So I mean, dude, it just is what it is. So like I want that defensive end. That's what I wanted. I wanted to trade back, get Jared Verse. Trade back, get Dallas Clark. Like, trade back and get one of these defensive guys if you can. If not, take a defensive guy. I don't think you could ever have too many. I think you look at the Rams and what they did in, like, 2009, 2010, or maybe a little bit after that when they drafted Aaron Donald, they had 2 defensive tackles. We thought he was ours.
It's a crapshoot on those defensive guys too. It's a crapshoot on those guys too. Big time.
But it's more often than not foul. So I'm just talking percentages and chances. Like when you look at more often than not, those top 10 defensive ends. Oh no, dude, I mean, I have the slides somewhere. I did a whole show about it. Dude, they tend to work out more often than top 10 wide receivers do.
Well, I mean, so hold on. So what do you mean, like, as far as workout? Do you mean that they win more championships
contract with their team? It would be my opinion of it being worth it. But workout, I'm saying Super Bowl. Like, you want to win, but I mean, not all of these guys have won. Like Nick Bosa hasn't won one, but he was second overall pick. Myles Garrett hasn't won one. He was a high pick. So it depends.
None of the Bosa, either one of the Bosa brothers have won one.
Right, but I mean, I consider that to work out. So I don't know. It's a gray area. It's whatever you want it to be. I'm just saying, like, more often than not, you see those guys become successful, whereas you see the wide receivers kind of fall off. So hold on. I'll even look it up right now.
I mean, you've gone and got some. I
He's
mean, when
good point.
Down, you're talking about Super Bowls, and you're talking about a lot of quarterbacks winning with guys that weren't first round or high draft pick, like top 10 wide receivers. Guys that would probably fell in the third, fourth, second, maybe late first round, mid first round type of guys, and I totally get it.
No, so what I'm saying is, like, okay, look at this though. Here's 2000 to 2023, top 10 picked wide receivers, right? You got Calvin Johnson. I would say he worked out, right? Charles Rogers, Braylon Edwards, Larry Fitz worked out. Andre Johnson was pretty good. Amari Cooper, Sammy Watkins, AJ Green, Peter Warrick, Jamar Chase, Corey Davis, Justin Blackmon, Jalen Waddle, Julio Jones, Mike Williams, Mike Evans, Kevin White, Darius Hayward-Bay. Like, dude, who's got the ring? Mike Evans? That's it?
Yeah. I mean,
it's rough. Rough, man. It's a rough.
I mean, AJ Brown a first round pick? Because he's got a ring.
He was. He
was.
But does he have a ring with the team that drafted him?
No.
Because like, you could go out and sign a guy. Like, for that. So I'm saying spending a top 10 pick on a wide receiver just doesn't really make sense to me. And like, when you look at the last 25 years, it tends to just not ultimately work out. Whereas you can find more examples of defensive ends, defensive tackles getting drafted that high. And it doesn't always work out, but like, it tends to have a higher success rate, in my opinion.
I mean, yeah.
Was Juju Smith-Schuster a first round pick?
Who?
Yes, Juju Smith-Schuster, maybe a late. And like, dude, I'm cool with drafting a guy late.
But he won with Kansas City. He didn't win with Pittsburgh.
Right, exactly. And so, like, you look at what you're drafting now, pick 25, take a wide receiver now. But like, pick 9, you should have taken defensive tackle, in my opinion.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I get what you're saying. Like, when you talk about Jared Verse, I had to tell people Jared Verse, I like Jared Verse. If he would have came out, what was that? Maybe his junior year, he probably would have been a higher draft pick than he was the year that he did.
But we still wouldn't have got him.
We probably wouldn't have. My thing is that I like Jared Verse. He went from having 4.5 sacks to 7.5 this year.
Right. You can say hindsight, but like, I was saying it.
Yeah, but we still haven't. The thing is this: he's going into his 3rd year. Is he going to give you a 10-sack season?
Well, that's a different question. I would say going into his 3rd year and Rome going into his 3rd year. He's giving me a lot more than Rome is.
I think Rome is more. I think Rome is more likely to get you a 1,000. Like, I think he's going to get 1,000 yards next year.
Well, I mean, what?
And he probably could have done it this year if his foot wasn't all jacked up.
But you know what?
But that's on you, though, right? Like, your injuries are on you. Like, otherwise, like Kevin White was awesome, but he was just injured.
But I think Jared Verse's thing is a little skewed too, because it's not like I've got nothing else. Jared Verse go be great, because Will Anderson didn't do that great his first year either. But when he got Danielle Hunter now, it's like, oh, now I can be great. But I'm still not tearing up the world because remember, the guy that leads the Rams in sacks is a tackle, and he's got like 12 and a half sacks. He's a tackle. So if I've got 12 and you've got 7 and the other guy got 8 or 9.
Plays the outside.
He plays the outside, the line. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was a D tackle.
Yeah,
no, 0.
No, I mean, tell you the truth, when Will Anderson first came in, he got 7 sacks, and then he went 11 and 12.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't come in and get double-digit sacks his rookie year.
No. I mean, Jared Verse hasn't had double sacks even in the sophomore year.
So, but he might get it next year. From 7 to 7.5 to 10 is only 2.5 sacks. That's not.
Yeah, there's a chance. I mean, there's definitely a chance. I get what you're saying as far as with the wide receiver, but the thing is, a lot goes behind with the wide receiver. You know, a lot of these. Let's just be honest. When it comes down to the NFL and when it comes down to drafting, offense is cash.
Mostly,
you're going to invest in either a quarterback, an offensive lineman, or a wide receiver.
I say
defense is going to take a back seat.
So then I take it a step further and ask you this. I'll find you plenty of second round and later drafted wide receivers that are good. Not that many defensive tackles, defensive ends. So like you could find those guys later. You totally can. Whereas the other guys, not so much. Like that has to play into it, right? So you can't name that many late round pick defensive ends. Like I said, Max Crosby comes to mind right now as a 4th round pick.
You got Max Crosby. I don't think Danielle Hunter was he a top pick? I don't think he was a first rounder.
I don't think no.
I think maybe second.
But Crosby is an outlier too because he was a 4th or 5th round pick, but he had 10 sacks his rookie year.
Right, and then there was who was it? Jared Allen on the Vikings. I think he was undrafted. You can find little examples, but not many of them. Whereas like wide receivers. I don't think Trey Hendrickson was I don't think Trey Hendrickson was he a 1st round pick? Yeah, I believe so. Micah Parsons was
to the Saints, right? To the Saints.
Yeah, he did go start off with the Saints. He did. That's where he had his time with Dennis Allen.
Yeah, I'm just saying, was he
a first rounder?
Yeah.
Not too sure. I have to look it up. But
Trey Hendrickson, let me see. Danielle Hunter was 3rd round.
Nah, he was a 3rd round pick.
Hendrickson was?
Yeah, he was a 3rd round pick.
Okay, I mean that's fair, but like,
well,
I could name you like 10 plus, 15 wide receivers that are good that were drafted second.
But don't you guys think in this generation, because if you go back to like the 80s, 90s, you would find a Richard Dent from an HBCU in the 12th round,
right?
And he'd just be a dog. You could find you a Reggie White.
That's why I do the last 20 years. Yeah.
But the thought process of drafting was different back then as well. It's 1, get the flash. 2, get the person that's going to put butts in the seats and make some money. To your point, Foul, it's all about cachet at that point, right? Quarterback, left tackle, those are the 2 most expensive. 9 times out of 10, those are the 2 most expensive, yet most important people on your offense. But to Bearski's point, I mean, if you get a Torrey Holder or an Isaac Bruce, and you got an Orlando Pace sitting on your line, whether it's Trent Green or Kurt Warner, you're going to have success. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, to me, it depends on. It also depends on what organization you're getting drafted by. That has a lot to do with it. Like I say, the draft is always going to be a crapshoot, but it's also about what does that organization do to try to get the best, or at least surround the talent that they draft to become better. And a lot of these organizations haven't. That's why you see the quarterbacks move around, because people like JB was talking about back in the day, you can take time to develop your quarterback. Now it's like how many first round quarterbacks are playing? Damn near all of them are playing at least 1 or 2 games, if not more, their rookie season.
Because somebody said you got to pay them in your first. You got to win in your first 5 years.
You got to sit up there. You got to pay them. So they're playing them. They're rushing them. If it don't happen, they're sending them off. Sam Darnold's a prime example.
I'm about to say Sam Darnold is he's number one. He's the apex of that example of that.
And I give you what was the other guy that was with him? Rosen. He never got a shot.
So
never.
Josh Rosen.
Yeah.
Oh, from he went to
Arizona.
Miami. I think he was drafted by Arizona.
No, he was drafted by Arizona.
Yeah, then he went to Arizona, and they got rid of him after the first
1 year. Yep.
So, guys,
Josh Rosen, UCLA, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Becky.
According to Spot Track, 39% of the starting offensive tackles in the league were drafted in the first round. So like the highest percentage is quarterbacks. 62.5% of the quarterbacks in the league were drafted in the first round. 39% of the tackles, offensive tackles, were drafted in the first round.
We said quarterback.
Defensive ends, 37. Wide receivers, 15%. In fact, I read something that there's like, it says it here, 24% of the starting wide receivers. Now, here's the thing, though, is you have 3 wide, 4 wide, right? So is a third wide receiver still starting? Whereas defensive ends, there's only 2. I don't know. You could get into semantics. I'm not sure exactly how they decipher it. But, like, defensive ends, 37 of them, first round, 37%, 15% wide receivers. The highest undrafted, outside of, like, kickers and punters and stuff, undrafted free agents that are starting in the league are wide receivers, followed by linebackers.
The most positions.
Right. So, like, you look at where these guys get drafted, the starters, and defensive ends 37%, defensive tackle 29 or 28%, offensive tackle 39%. Here's a shocking one to me, like the cornerback 37.5%. Like, I thought those guys were a little bit more of a dime a dozen than they actually have been. But wide receivers and running backs are like the same thing, 15.5%.
What's the difference on how many running backs or receivers are getting drafted compared to defensive ends? Like, I don't
know the total numbers. It just gives me the percentages, right?
But so I would have to imagine there's probably more receivers drafted than there is
per capita. Yeah, because you would need more. You would need more of those on your roster.
But it's another reason why your value less, right?
Well, no, that actually, I see what you're saying, how it devalues the percentage of the wide receiver. But what I'm saying is, in that case, it's like if I'm drafting for 2 positions for DN or offensive tackle starters, I could be drafting, depending on my offense, 3 to 4 wide receivers.
Yeah. Right, which is why I would rather I'd rather take that draft pick then and trade it back and get 3 to 4 wide receivers.
This is a good thing too, and shout out to Pennywise for this. Easy, he says, because a great wide receiver depends on the chemistry with your QB. Being a great pass rusher depends on pure skill that makes sense.
I was totally going there next. A dependent position versus an independent position. The line are doing what they're doing. The wide receiver is not good if the quarterback's not good.
Facts.
Yeah,
like. It sucks. So, like, now to double down on the gamble, you drafted Caleb first overall. If Caleb's good, then, like, you can't afford both. If Caleb sucks, then Rome's going to suck. Like, it kind of made no sense to me. And then you talk about, okay, surrounding them with talent. Would it have been so bad to just, like, franchise tag Keenan Allen for a year? Like, is there something that Rome
Keenan Allen? Yes, that would have been a bad.
Sure, or you get some other guy. You could have paid Tyler Boyd. Like, is there something that Rome brought to the table that's like irreplaceable here?
For me, no.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah,
no. It wasn't.
Loveland will prove me wrong, but
I mean, it wasn't.
I see your point.
But the thing is this. Okay, so when did they get Montez Sweat? They got Montez Sweat when?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Second round pick. I was so mad when Brian Burns went for second.
My thing is this: how much better you think the Bears would have been if they had Jared Verse on their squad? opposed to Roma Doomsday? Do you think they increase in wins, or do they decrease in wins with a Jared Verse opposed to a Roma Doomsday?
That's a good question. I don't. I that's.
I have an answer. You're not gonna like it, but I have an answer.
What else? I mean, go ahead.
Ideally, like ideally, I loved the Patriots model of balance. Like there were clearly, dude. I was at that Packers game in the playoffs. We clearly were missing a pass rush.
Yeah.
Did we still win it? Yeah, we still won it because of the quarterback. I wouldn't say because of Rome, but like we could have definitely used some pass rush for sure, man. Like it's missing.
Yeah. That became blaringly obvious, I think, towards the mid point of the season, and that all of us, we were talking about the clubhouse too. I mean, it's just that was going to be our Achilles heel, is not being able to get pressure with only the front four and blitzing. Just because after a while, towards the end of the season, once teams have more time to study the tape and see what angles or what your blitz schemes look like, they're going to be able to pick it up more and cover it. And it was showing towards the end as well. So.
And can you put like the scrolls comment up there? Like who catches that infamous 4th and 8? Dude, who caught the one in the second game against the Packers? Was that Jade Walker?
Yeah, in the back.
Yeah. Oh man, like a drafted free agent hasn't caught much of anything all year. Like, dude, you're what quarterback puts the damn ball where it should be. You can find a guy to catch it. Like,
I mean, Oz
that
made a
was
great
on
catch.
Caleb, man. That was on Caleb. Rome did not have much of anything going on that game.
Well, you got and one thing I say, you got to tip your hat off to Jade Walker too. That's not an easy catch, especially for an undrafted rookie to catch that, to make sure that your feet are inbounds, because that ball was tailing out of bounds. If he's not 6'3",
he might not get it.
He might not get it.
But we saw him do it in the preseason with Tyson Bagent and win one at the very end when it mattered most. He caught it. He was there. So you could sit there and say, you know what? I seen this kid do that. I know he could do it. Dude, it hurt me to hear the Seahawks score a touchdown. They're like, this guy's only caught 3 passes all year. I was like, that's Jade Walker. Like, we got that too. We know what we
talking about Jake Bobo.
Yeah, whoever the hell it was. We got that guy too.
He does that every postseason. I only see him in the postseason, Bobo. Like, it's so bizarre with that guy. But
I do want to answer Fal's initial question, and you're not going to like the answer, because for me, the answer is yes. Jared Verse allows some of that double teaming and hedging towards Montez Sweat's side. It allows that to open up, of which Jade Walker, of which Jared Verse is. I'm just gonna say he's better than Austin Booker. Yeah, he's just better.
Can I ask?
He's better. Great.
I want to ask: is there anybody in the draft, in this year's draft, that you know off the top of your head, to where if they start to fall, maybe drop into the teens, 14, 15, to where you're like, yo, let's trade up and get this dude, if we haven't already signed somebody or gotten anybody big on the defensive end?
So let's get back to that, because I wanted to finish Fal's point first, because Fal didn't even get to answer Fal's point first.
Okay, fair point.
Right. But for me, like to your what you're alluding to, Fal, in this particular season of what we saw, because we can only do revisionist history, Jared Verse would have been more valuable to this team, this current 11-6 campaign, than Rome Odunze had proved to be, because we had other weapons like a Burden, like a Walker, like a Colston. But to your point, which you're probably going to allude to, I don't want to steal your thunder, is your quarterback happy?
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is this. Jared Verse got you 7.5 sacks with a defensive line that was better than ours. I don't think that we would have won more games with him. I think we would have lost more games, because you also got to remember that early part of the season, Rome Odunze was very hard. What he had, 4 or 5 touchdowns? And then I guess when his legs started messing up or his foot started messing up, it completely
finished with 6 for the year. So I think
it completely tailed off after that. You know, he was getting the opportunities. And even though he's necessarily not the target, he still influences a lot of targets that go to other people. So I don't know if we had Jared Verse, like he would have made a difference, but I don't know if he would have made that much of an impact on the team as a Roma Doomsday would have. Because Roma Doomsday did, we got to also remember Roma Doomsday did come up with some big catches and big moments throughout the season. Jared Verse, he finished with 7.5 sacks on the defensive line. That was by far better than ours.
See, I'll argue that.
I don't think their line was well. The price tag damn sure wasn't, because we have what, the third.
No, the price tag was not bigger than ours.
Colston Loveland's made an impact. He won you the Bengals game. He definitely came through on fourth downs, left and right. Like which games did Rome essentially make
Rome makes some big catches, not necessarily like game time touchdown catches, but he made some catches that actually made the game go on. He made some key catches in key games that continued our season to be able to go on some fourth and third down catches. But like I said, you're talking about so tell me this, if you take away, I don't know, Austin Booker's, what Austin Booker finished with in sacks, like 4.5, 5, something like that.
Something like that.
Yes. If you take away his sacks, you take away, I think Dio may have had one, maybe Dominic Robinson. If you put those three together, they probably had as many sacks as Jared Verse had on a year. But the only thing was Jared Verse had a guy that had fucking 12 sacks.
Okay, but wait. We're just focusing on sacks. What about all the tackles for loss, which are 3 and outs and gets you off the field? Those are just as impactful, if not more than sacks. Jared Verse had a ton of tackles for loss, well over 20. Had to be. Because every time I saw that dude, he was in the backfield.
I mean, I don't know how many tackles for loss he had. I don't know how many QB pressures he had either. I mean, we can look it up, but.
So pressures is, I don't care about pressure. Dio has a ton of pressures.
Shit, I doubt it.
But 2 sacks. No, I'm saying when he was with the Colts, that's why we got him. So pressures don't mean as much to me as sacks, tackles, and tackles for losses. Defensive ends that get tackles for losses means they're tackling running backs, wide receiver screens, and reverses in the back.
He had as many as he had last year.
I don't know that off the top of my head.
He had 11 tackles for loss.
So 20 and 22 in 2 years.
Yeah.
I'll take that. That's
That's
impactful. So I get 7 sacks, 7.5 sacks, and an additional 11 TFLs. I'll take that.
Go
ahead, Barsky.
I don't think that's enough to.
Yeah. So you got to think those are drive killers.
Thank you, dude.
You get anywhere from 6 to 10. Dude, if it's a really good game for you, you get 12 drives or something. Typically it's between 6 and 10. And I know that from putting together film. When the teams really, really make you play efficiently, you'll still get 6 offensive tries throughout the game.
14 foul. He had 14 tackles for loss.
And so dude, a tackle for loss on second down, on first down. I mean, you're coming into a 2nd and 15, 2nd and 13, whatever it is. It's very impactful. Whereas, I feel that you're in the NFL.
I mean, I see 11.
It matters so much more just where that ball is. If it's hitting you in the damn numbers, I don't care who you are. Just catch it. Whereas, I don't know, man, those defensive ends, defensive tackles, creating pressure, you can never have enough of those guys. And I just go back to point 1. Impactful positions: quarterback, defensive end, defensive tackle, left tackle. It's why I stated it first. Those are the positions that make the most impact because the quarterback is all the impact.
Yeah.
So whatever you can do to pressure him, whatever you can do to keep him safe matters more than having a good wide receiver.
Of course, because you want to know why. Like our boy Easy said, those are independent positions. Those are positions that really not hinder wide receiver, running back. those positions can sometimes be dictated by the quarterback, particularly wide receiver.
Or the play calling.
Oh, yeah, or play calling. Hell, even tight end. If you ain't got a good rapport with your quarterback, that's going to happen. When you talk about offensive tackle, most of the time you out there on the island by your damn self any damn way. When you're defensive end, more likely you want to island out there by yourself any damn way. Defensive tackle, island by yourself. Offensive guard, center, whatever. You out there by yourself. When you have a position where these guys are dependent on someone else, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to be able to judge them.
Except you can't be the number 9 pick. You can't be touted to be a number 1 receiver and be 5th in the league and drop pass percentage.
No, you can't be.
No, for sure. No.
Can't do it.
And then I'll back it up and say, even if you wind up with Randy Moss, he still doesn't have a damn ring. Like, it just seems like a failure of a plan. And that's why, like I said,
that's the
over years that we've kind of developed this philosophy because it's just keeps not working.
But you got to come look at it. Everybody's not going to get a ring. That's just the simple fact about football. Everybody's not. Like, you can sit up there and say, T.O. ain't got a ring. Randy Moss ain't got a ring. Chris Carter ain't got a ring. You can go. It doesn't mean that because they ain't got a ring because it's because of it doesn't matter how great they are. You know what I'm saying? They just don't have a ring.
But there's ways to get to, like, I'd rather just sign them then. I'd rather just spend money. Why spend the draft capital?
Hey,
why not? Because check this out. You don't even get a shot to get it if you don't have those type of players. Tom Brady, the New England Patriots with Randy Moss. Tom Brady, for the first time ever in his career, had a legitimate number 1 wide receiver and broke the fucking NFL goddamn receiving touchdowns record easily and went fucking undefeated and lost the fucking Super Bowl.
However, you want to know something that's ironic? Where did Bearsky go? Oh, you want to know something ironic?
Yeah.
That's the Super Bowl where 2 first-round wide receivers actually faced each other, and the lesser of the 2 won because Plaxico Burress was a first-round wide receiver, 8th or 9th pick, and won with Eli Manning, where Randy Moss cannot win with Tom Brady. Like this, it's irony written all over.
Ironic,
And we talking about, and this is the crazy part. We talking about a guy that had won 6 fucking Super Bowls. 6. He won 6 fucking Super Bowls.
Wait,
Deion Branch.
No.
Great wide receiver.
When he had Randy Moss.
At that time.
Yeah. Right. He didn't win the 7 till he went to Tampa Bay and got Mike Evans, another first-round pick. He won a Super Bowl.
But there's the thing. So, like I mentioned, out of the top 10 picks, wide receivers that have won a Super Bowl, and Mike Evans popped up. But he didn't win one until fucking Brady got there.
It's
not the wide receiver.
But my thing is this. Name is damn quarterback.
The quarterback.
Name Randy Moss.
Figure out the other stuff, man. But, like, to draft that high, I have to go back to that because that is the conversation. When it comes to draft value, draft capital, draft strategy, I don't like that idea of picking a wide receiver top 10. It just doesn't do it. Like I said, Luther Burden, great. 2nd round pick, great. Like end of 1st round, sure.
So you don't
want to do that? I get it, but man, top 10 pick. If you can't get defensive end, defensive tackle, or left tackle, and you got your quarterback, get the hell out of that pick.
Why? You still need a game
because you can hit more likely if you trade back out of 9, right, and gain additional draft value. There was 1 year the Patriots didn't draft their first pick till the 3rd round.
So tell me,
because they knew what they were doing, and they just put. You can find. I'd rather have 4 wide receivers drafted 3rd round or later than have 1.
Well, tell me all these high defensive ends that's going and gotten Super Bowls.
I'm gonna find the file right now, dude.
I mean, you got Sam Darnold. Well, he wasn't even a high pick, was he? Was he a top 10 pick?
Sam Darnold.
Which one?
Sam Darnold was like the number 3rd.
Yeah,
right.
Sam Darnold was the 3rd pick.
I mean, not Sam Darnold. Aaron Donald. I'm sorry.
Aaron Donald was like something.
No, he was like 6 or 7. He was like 7. He came right before us.
But
You gotta pick that
because
ahead
we
of him.
want, I wanted him.
Somebody said Donald was the number 3.
Yeah, I
Okay.
said Donald was 3 for sure. I was up there.
No, he said Donald was the 13th pick, so he wasn't a top 10 pick.
Yeah, so I was thinking 12.
Okay.
Man, I'm gonna find this. Hold on, let me find this list.
We see Miles Garrett was Miles Garrett the number 1 pick, and he didn't go. He hasn't been to a Super Bowl. Shit, he ain't even sniffed one.
No, but like better than Rome. Okay, like
no. Don't get me wrong. He's better than Rome. He is better than Rome. He's definitely better than Rome. But what I'm sitting up there saying is, you talking about these wide receivers that were taken high, they don't have a ring, but you can also go to some defensive ends that, that's good that he's a Hall of Famer. Shit, Randy Moss is, arguably you can make a case for him being the greatest wide receiver of all time.
Can I like share my screen? Is that, can I do that? No, maybe
he
not.
was the number 4 pick. Damn it,
Because-
we should have picked his ass. We picked, no, he
Because
wasn't
you're
the
a
number
guest,
4.
I'm not
fell
sure.
back. We picked
Gotcha.
fucking
How to
Curtis
do
Enos.
that.
So hold on.
We did.
Oh
We
my
did.
God.
Image file. Hold on here.
Oh,
I got this. I got this. I got it.
hey,
Right
we
here.
do some stupid drafting, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
we tried to.
why you doing that? Let's get into let's
I
get
got
into
it right
something
here.
real quick. I want to ask your opinion on this, Bearsky. Right now, you see what we got going on in the offseason.
I mean, there's just a couple examples.
Ain't none of them motherfuckers got Super Bowl.
That's fair. Both Michael Parsons, Miles Garrett. Okay, TJ Watt. Yeah, no, you're right.
All right,
You're right.
So let me
None of
ask
them
you
do.
this, Bearsky.
Yep.
You're the Bears right now. Are you trading to get Max Crosby? Knowing what we got going on with no safeties. None.
Dude, I will be pissed if we drafted safety in the first round, but like, hey, there's some more defensive tackles right there. What I'm saying though is like you just see first round, second round, first round.
I think a lot of it depends on the draft class that we. I mean, if your wide receiver draft class is deep that season, then yeah, I understand the idea of trading back and getting the guy in the later round for sure.
Correct. And like, I did a whole show on this, and this was like 2 years ago. So like, mind you, this is a little bit old. Toss this one up. Now look at some of these good wide receivers. First round, fifth round, second round, first round, fourth round, fifth round, third round, second round, third round. Like there's more fluctuation. Is all I'm saying. You can find guys.
And I agree with you, but you know who you have to put up there. You know you have to put up because AJ Brown, although not with the same team, has won a Super Bowl, right? CeeDee Lamb, 2 new. Cooper Kupp already, right? But that's what I'm saying. But
so
what about a Marvin Harrison who did win a Super Bowl with the team he was drafted by? He was just a very, very early first round pick. Like there are very few cases to where that has happened. But I'm sure you all would too. Old man Marvin Harrison, I would take him. I think that was a great pick for Peyton Manning.
Yeah,
for sure.
He gave him a running mate. He gave him a weapon on offense. Because let's get this straight. If he don't have no weapons on offense,
he's not Peyton Manning.
Ain't shit shaking.
Hell, he needed that.
It wasn't Indianapolis defense.
So, but then we're going back to 1996.
Huh?
That's how far we're going back because he comes out.
Yes, that's rough, man. That's rough.
That's not modern day football, I guess you can say, or modern day drafting. Or
your metric is spot on and damn near flawless to counter an argument with. It's just that how do you not take the chance if Calvin Johnson, God bless him, is not in Detroit?
I would. Right, like you have to. Right, it's stupid not to. Almost. No, I get what you're saying though.
Right, Calvin Johnson might have won a Super Bowl if he was on another team. He might have.
You know, the question is, can you live with if you pass up on the guy, other team gets him, they win a Super Bowl with him, then it really looks like you got some egg on your face. And can you live with that shit?
The quarterback's going to win me my Super Bowls, man.
And let's be honest. Like I said up there, said we can take our own beloved Chicago Bears right now, right?
Rex Grossman didn't win a Super Bowl.
And I'm gonna hit you with this, Bearsky. Do you think for 1 second right now, if the Chicago Bears, if they had the opportunity in that damn draft where Peyton Manning went number 1, fucking Ryan Leaf went number 2, Charles Wilson went number 3, and Curtis Eden went number 4, but Randy Moss was right there number 4. The Bears drafted him. And then the following season, they go and get Dante Culpepper. With that Bears defense, do you think they would have won a Super Bowl? Yes or no?
I think we would have been close.
Yeah, I mean it's hard.
I mean,
those
because it was the coaching for me. It was Dick Duran, right?
I don't know who the fucking coach was.
It wasn't Lovey yet, right? It was Dick Duran.
All I know is that the Chicago Bears selected Curtis Enos and fucking Cade McNown.
Can I tell you guys?
I don't think that was that the end of one step going into Dick Duran, I want to say.
It could have been my
that was the late 90s. I think that was like 98 type of season.
Yeah,
98
because I was in Michigan State. That's what I'm saying. I know it had to be that. However, you got to go?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just remind me of Ryan Leaf. I have to tell you my Ryan Leaf story. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
No, you can tell it because I was just gonna say, like, again, we choose freaking Cade McNown. Like, why?
Weak arm, popcorn arm, warm
we
weather.
We had Marcus Robinson, arguably our best receiver. Single
had one of the best Chicago Bears wide receivers, far as yards.
That's it was like 84 and he had like 1,400 yards or something like that.
Yeah.
But it was Cade, bro. It was Cade McNown.
And you mean to tell me we couldn't have did damage with fucking Randy Moss?
I'm not going to sit here
Dante Culpepper
back up the whatever the hell the Bears have done for the Bears 30 years. Like, obviously it hasn't.
Organization.
What I'm saying is, like, at the end of the day, Randy doesn't have one. So if you're telling me that still plays out, then what difference does it make?
So you would pass up on a Randy Moss? Are you serious?
Well, like, dude, no. Would I pass up on a Randy Moss? Obviously not. Like, you want that guy in your team. Obviously, you want that guy.
For that Bears team that's been devoid of offense, I think you kind of have to take Randy Moss, right?
Yeah, but he still doesn't have a ring. Calvin Johnson still doesn't have a ring. Like, for some reason, it's so one-sided, and that's the messed up part of this, is that these great wide receivers, whether it's they take up too much money, and I don't know what exactly it is, but it just tends to not work out.
But look at their quarterbacks.
Devonta Smith is probably the only recent example.
Mike Evans. Look at the quarterbacks. Randy Moss had what? Dante Culpepper, who fell.
So he had Brad Johnson and Randall Cunningham first.
Randall Cunningham. And this is old Randall Cunningham. This ain't Philadelphia Randall Cunningham.
They actually went to the NFC Championship, and Dennis Green
did.
Didn't want to kick a field goal and wanted to go to overtime. We'll talk about that another day.
It wasn't like these guys have been failures. Like, the team hasn't necessarily been failures, like, except for maybe Calvin Johnson team been fucking failures. But Randy Moss teams, they went into the NFC Championship game against the fucking Dirty Birds. They lost to Atlanta, who ended up getting their ass. Was that the game where they blew it to the fucking Patriots or something like that? Oh, no, that was later.
Randy Moss lost.
That would have been Julio Jones, I think.
He lost to the Giants. The Dirty Birds, remember, that was the Matt Ryan was up 28-3.
No, but he did lose. They did lose a game to the Dirty Birds because I think they supposed to. They would. No. That was the year.
Patriots, both Patriots Super Bowls lost to the Giants. Both of them.
No. What I'm sitting up there saying is not the loss.
You're talking about Randy Moss getting to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, when he was with the Vikings.
They lost to Atlanta because Dennis Green didn't kick the field goal. He went to overtime, and then Morton Anderson missed his first field goal of the season in overtime.
Yeah. Yep. So that was what I'm saying. It's not like these guys haven't had good success. Like, hell, Larry Fitzgerald, as great as he is, they went to a fucking Super Bowl.
He lost in the Super Bowl because James Harrison had a freaking 90-something yard kickoff.
So it's not like they haven't had success with these guys. Like, these guys haven't had great success. Everybody's not going to get a ring. That's just part of football.
Probably.
So
a lot of people don't know who Andre Reed is.
Yeah,
with
the Vikings.
Yeah, and how many Super Bowls they went to?
Bills.
4.
4 in a row. Jim Kelly and Andre Reed went to 4 Super Bowls in a row, and most people don't. It's nothing, man. You got to win it. I mean, but
guess who they played?
That is the ultimate success. Now,
another first-round pick of Michael Irvin.
I guess I'm happy signing a guy to a second contract. I guess if you do that, I would say it's worth the draft pick, right? If every draft pick you draft, you could sign them to another contract, that's a good thing. So, but there is a big gray area between that and actually winning a Super Bowl. What I'm saying is if you do take that winning a Super Bowl stat and apply it, it doesn't look pretty for top 10 picked wide receivers. It got Ryan Leaf. I'm telling you guys, before I forget this when I started Bearski, I literally had just made Twitter. And like I saw something posted on Twitter about them, the difference between Peyton Manning and Ryan Leaf. Okay, I just commented my knowledge of it was that the difference between the guys that Bill Polian leaned towards Peyton Manning was really like it came down to because he had them neck and neck, guys, and like when they asked these guys, "What do you do when we draft you first overall?" Ryan Leaf said, "I'm spending a weekend in Vegas." Peyton Manning said, "Give me the playbook."
Yeah.
And so, like, that made them lean towards Peyton Manning. And I posted that, and fucking Ryan Leaf commented on it. Was like, yeah, he's like, lies or something. And so I was like, okay. And I hunted down the, like, sports article from 2006 that I got this information from 20 years ago or whatever. Like, I didn't just make the shit up. And I posted it, and he responded with like a GIF of Will Ferrell being Elf saying, "You sit on a throne of lies" or something. You know what I responded to Ryan Leaf with? Dude, guys, I'm so cold. I straight up found that clip of him blowing up on that reporter. Get the fuck away from here, or whatever. The fan just reminded him what a piece of shit he is, in my opinion. Like, what are you fucking doing? I know I don't have a follower, but at the end of the day, you're fucking Ryan Leaf. Get out of here. No, I don't know. Fuck that guy. But that's the thing, man. But he was neck and neck with Peyton Manning. So like to sit there and talk about like we talk about Patrick Mahomes, he was the fucking 4th pick guy, right? So like I'm much happier taking a shot at a quarterback at like pick 10 than I am a wide receiver at pick 10. Like if you need the quarterback, if you need the defensive tackle, if you need the defensive end, if you need the left tackle, if you got those things figured out, do whatever the hell you want. But as long as you still need, and I don't know if you could ever have enough defensive pressure. Well, Nate Basher, guys. Nate Basher had 7 picks because our fucking line had pressure. And then he went somewhere else, got paid, and never
did anything again. That's what was the guy's name for Carolina that had all them picks and then went to Washington and did nothing?
Josh Norman.
Josh Norman. Josh Norman.
Exactly.
That's the same kind of thing that we got going on. Like I said, the Ron Lee story, bro, that was awesome. But
I got one more for you, JB.
Ryan Leaf wasn't like many people remember. Many people thought Ryan Leaf was better than Peyton Manning coming out of Washington State. Like it was like, who do you choose?
I got another one for you, JB.
Hmm?
This is gonna throw you for a loop. Somebody that did something, then got paid and ain't do shit. Larry Brown, Super Bowl MVP.
The running back, not the running back, the Dallas Cowboy DB.
Cornerback.
Yep. Cornerback for who was he the cornerback for the
Dallas? Dallas.
Yep.
He won. He
MVP. He was the Super Bowl MVP for
Dallas, and I want to say he went and got paid by the Raiders.
Yeah. That sounds about right. Yep.
Yeah,
he had like 2 pick sixes or some shit like that. And I think it was a Dallas
picks in the Super Bowl or something, and he went to the Raiders, and he was on the beach.
Collected them paychecks. He retired in LA, basically.
So we do stuff like that too, because one recent Bearski, not as dominant, but we did take a 2nd round pick on him. Alshon Jeffrey left us and went and won a Super Bowl to the exact same team that beat us.
How about
the Eagles?
You said you got to take a look at the quarterbacks. Like when you're talking about these wide receivers, you got to take a look at the quarterbacks. Okay, I look at Patrick Mahomes. They got rid of Tyreek Hill, but they kept Chris Jones.
But they still won one with Tyreek Hill.
Sure, and they won without him too.
Twice.
So what did Tyreek Hill do after that?
Tyreek Hill was
Still had
balling.
1,700 yards on Miami.
His record, his individual records were good. His stats were great.
Not going to carry you. If the quarterback is
Now
good,
wait.
the quarterback will carry you.
In fairness, I think Tyreek Hill is an outlier because he single-handedly won a couple of them games with his jukes and speed and stuff like that off of, not saying that Mahomes didn't give him, being a cheetah, didn't give him like favorable passes or good passes, but that Buffalo game, that's all Tyreek Hill. That's all Tyreek Hill.
I watched Stephon
Stephon Diggs is
no.
Right
Antonio
now.
Brown. I watched Antonio Brown be like the top wide receiver for like 3 out of 4 years in a little stretch of his career, and he was a 5th round pick. And he was
Western Michigan. But he also, like I said, and I'm not at all debating your theory of the better wide receivers are the ones in the later rounds or whatever. I'm not debating that at all. You have great facts, and we sometimes we look at names and be like, damn, he was a 5th round pick. Couldn't be. Yeah, he was. Could have been misdrafted, misscouted, whatever.
Yeah.
However, like we all agreed, if you got that dude available, take the chance on him. What the Bears don't do, we have Thomas Jones and draft Cedric Benson.
Who we didn't even scout.
Culpepper and draft Josh McCown. I mean, not Josh McCown, whatever his name is. K. McNown. Like we do that.
The problem is too, like you had any defensive player available, and Rome's going to be the 3rd wide receiver taken off the board.
Again,
that doesn't make sense either.
That was a very you look at the wide receivers in that draft class and what they did.
Not only that, Bearski, but he had to be talked out of not trading up for him. Can you imagine what we had to, what we would have given up? Right.
He felt that he just had to have him for Caleb, in my opinion.
Yeah, because of what they did working out and stuff.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like Fowl said, he liked Neighbors. I liked Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah. One was Neighbors for him. One was Fitzgerald for me. 2 for me was Neighbors. 2 for you, Fowl, was Marvin Harrison. We never even put Rome in the top whatever.
Yeah. Rome was always the 3rd option, no matter which way you guys cut it. So, Easy had a trivia question here for you guys. Maybe you guys can answer it. What do Nathan Vasher, Tim Jennings, and Josh Norman all have in common?
2 of them played for the Bears, so let me think.
They all played in the Big 12? I don't know.
They're all African American. I think.
Yes, they all got double-digit picks and did nothing the next season.
Yeah,
maybe.
That's
maybe. They all made first team All Pro while coaching while playing opposite Charles Tillman.
Oh, because when Peanut went to Carolina, that was when Josh Norman went off.
Yeah. So team Peanut Tillman, we like to say the iron sharpening iron there. Having a good skilled position guy in the same room there in the same locker room.
What I said, Rome is lightweight. And Bears better keep DJ.
Should we
feel the same way?
And like Rome, somebody said that people forget the scrolls, which, by the way, scrolls like made some good points. I'm not saying my philosophy is perfect, and it always I keep going back to more likely than not. Like Scrolls said, people forget Rome led the team in receiving as a rookie. That's not true. DJ did.
No, DJ had 90-something catches Caleb's rookie year.
Rome has gotten you 700 yards and 600 yards in 2 years, whereas Justin Jefferson in his rookie year had 1,400 yards. Justin Jefferson in his rookie year did more than Rome has done in 2 years, and he was drafted in what, the 20s?
Something like that, yeah.
I mean, and you can always counter that shit. Will Anderson in 2 years did more than what Jared Verse did. He had 18 damn sacks in his first 2 years.
Yeah, but didn't we have a chance to get Will Anderson and we didn't? Didn't we trade that pick away or something like that?
And
I
then you
believe
have
Will
a guy
Anderson went number 3 in the pick.
Yeah.
The Houston traded back up from 6. Houston went 2,
But
and then
didn't we
3.
have the number 1 pick and we traded it for DJ
yeah.
and something and Darnell Wright or something
Darnell
like that?
Wright, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and an extra first round pick. Well, it ended up being what?
Caleb Williams, yeah.
Well, Caleb
Smart
Williams,
decision by us.
Tyreek Stevenson. It turned into Tyreek Stevenson. That whole package of players and stuff. Luther Burden was the final piece of that package. So,
But like when we drafted that defensive tackle, 3rd round pick 1, we drafted Javon Dexter and the guy right after him, Pickens.
Yeah.
Zach Pickens from
like
South
it.
Carolina.
3rd round is not where I want to draft my defensive tackle. Sorry. And I know it's 3rd round pick 1 or whatever, but like it just.
So you would have got Jalen Carter instead of Wright?
No, I mean either. I wanted Carter, but like either way, you drop back. You got a 4th round pick. You spent that 4th round pick on what? Tyler Scott. That's where you should draft a wide receiver, 4th round, or like you could take a running back, 4th round.
Look, hey, hold on, time out. You giving us PTSD because you talking about Tyler Scott, and then we talking about.
But you also traded a 4th
like,
round pick for Keenan Allen. Like, sure, that's whatever you got that 4th round pick. I'm not sure exactly what it turned into. That's what it turned into.
Tyler Scott and Velvet Jones are no longer on the team. That's how it turned out.
I'll tell you, Puka Nacua is a 5th. That was totally fine, dude. There's guys drafted after Rome that are doing better than Rome.
But you
hidden gems.
You know what I'm so tell me, Bearsky, where are you going? Are you sitting up there saying like the wide receiver position has as much value as the running back position?
I mean, I didn't think it was that low, but like looking at the recent numbers, as far as 1st round goes, yeah, it's a crapshoot and a half for that position. I don't want any part of that.
It's a crapshoot for a quarterback.
Yeah, but that quarterback is worth hitting on.
Yeah, it's worth if you can hit on him.
It's worth the gamble. The wide receiver, even when he works out, still can't carry you.
No, quarterback is the most important position in football. But I wouldn't sit up there and say like, oh yeah, man, you could just find any wide receiver. Yeah, you can find a wide receiver just like you can find a quarterback in the damn later rounds. I've been quarterbacks that have been taken in the later rounds. Dak Prescott, who's going to let the NFL and pass in a couple of years, was a 4th round pick. You can find quarterbacks as well in the later rounds. But what I'm sitting up there saying is this: I can't devalue the wide receiver position because, these guys, these great wide receivers that you named, never won a Super Bowl. I mean, hell, we can go back to some of the great quarterbacks that never won a Super Bowl. At the end of the day, it's a team game, not that one position is going to sit up there and define that you win a damn championship.
But so like when you do look at the guys who have won a Super Bowl, for a long time, it was really like Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes kind of gathered that whole thing. The other starting quarterbacks in the league, I did this like a year or two ago, so it's not extremely current. But dude, it was like Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. I think Joe Flacco was a backup at the time. Matt Stafford had one. But other than that, it was just either Brady or Mahomes. Brady or Mahomes. Brady or Mahomes. And those guys are doing it whoever their wide receiver is.
Russell Wilson wasn't a 1st round pick.
Russell Wilson was a 3rd round pick, so they took a chance on Matt Flynn and paid Matt Flynn like $40 million and got into camp and made a good coaching decision and said, hey, this 3rd round pick is outplaying the money. We're going to scrap the money, which is uncommon. A lot of people tend to want the money to play out, but no, they made a good choice. But Russell Wilson, his issue was once the finances came his way, he took the max money, and once it was all on his shoulders, he never won again. So he was better off actually taking less money and keeping a defense and keeping a running game to help him because he wasn't good enough to get paid like Manning.
But see, Bearsky, that's why I think we go different ways, is because you constantly saying like it's not easy to win a Super Bowl. But I'll tell you like this: when Russell Wilson got paid, you can put his numbers against any damn QB at that time, and he is on par with them. Aaron Rodgers, any of them. Because the reason why I know this for a fact is because I sat up there and I actually went at people that were trying to make it seem like Russell Wilson wasn't a good quarterback. And I said, you can look at his numbers and put him up against Aaron Rodgers when Aaron Rodgers was in his prime and doing his thing. Because Aaron Rodgers was considered probably the best QB in football. and you can put him right up there with them, and he's just as good. Every QB is not going to get a chance to win a Super Bowl. You look at, we just talked about Josh Allen. Josh Allen, for the first time, it was in the playoffs without no Joe Burrow, no Lamar Jackson, no Pat Mahomes, and he got eliminated the first damn game he played.
I totally thought this was his year, man. I totally thought this was his year.
Everybody's not going to win one.
I don't have faith on Josh. I don't have faith in Josh.
No, but so okay. I get that. I totally get that. And then you have to pay these guys too, right? So you have to pay the wide receivers too. And it's, dude, it becomes.
But before, real quick, before we get into shout outs, because it's getting late, I feel you, Kirk.
Yeah, no, I got to go.
I do have to ask this real quick question. When you say is the juice worth the squeeze? When you look at Rome these 2 years, then you look at Brian Thomas Jr. and you look at Xavier Worthy.
I mean,
no, that's exactly what we said, though. We said it when Rome got drafted. We're like, there's going to be a guy drafted after him that's going to do better than him, and it was Brian Thomas Jr. It's like, there it is. Like, it's not hard to predict.
I mean,
he had a better first season, but his second season, he obviously.
Well, I'll put it to you like
this. He also got hurt. So
I expect probably some later wide receivers to do better. And the reason why I expect them to sit up there and do better, because more likely their quarterbacks are better. Because guys are getting picked later, you know what I'm saying, particularly late in the first round, because that's where the good quarterbacks are at, because that's where they're picking, because they're leading their teams to good records. Brian Thomas Jr., he had a great rookie year. He couldn't catch a damn cold this year.
So it goes back to dependent and independent. So why would you draft a position that's dependent completely on somebody else with that high of a pick when you could go off and get yourself a defensive end or a defensive tackle that's going to still be good?
But at that point, Bearsky, you're looking at like Verse or Dallas Turner. Like it's one of the. That's it.
And
that's
those are my top two picks.
That's all you're looking at. Yeah.
It's for real. And I'm not saying it's always right. Like it's not. But I did say, like, man, I've developed this over years now, and it keeps kind of.
It's sound. I say you're about 85% clip.
Yeah, but the thing is this: you're going off of team success, depending on and totally getting rid of the individual success, because a lot of these first round guys, they're doing. It's not like they're ass. They're good.
No, they're great.
I'll leave you with this. Do you think Dan Marino would trade his 5,000-yard season away for a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Speaking
of which, we had a chance to get Dan Marino. And he said he wanted to come here, but we didn't want to pay.
Does the individual success matter then?
Man,
you want the damn Super Bowl.
Yeah, but the thing is this. Just because you get to that motherfucker don't mean you're going to win it.
No, I know.
Elway went 6 times and only won twice.
More likely than not, my friend. More likely than not. Like it's just.
I mean, it doesn't mean that you're gonna win. You can go through, and we can say this, and then we get to the shout out. You can look through the history of football, and you can say a lot of great fucking quarterbacks did not win a damn Super Bowl.
Yeah, because right. No, I hear you, man.
Wait, a lot of great quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Or, I think more great quarterbacks have won Super Bowls than not.
Well, the thing that made
it wind up being Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly is a great quarterback.
But we talking about, you said in the history. Like, Kelly and Marino, the only greats that I can think of that never won.
War Moon didn't win.
Guys, thank you so much for giving me the time to come on with you guys tonight. I'm going to let you finish the show, all right? Thank you.
Hey. Shout out where we can find you.
Yeah.
YouTube.com/@BearskiFilm. Come out and check the recent video I made. Crooked Commissioner does week 12. Mr. Chicago's lights it up for that fucking Packers game in that video. That was my favorite part of that video, man. I'm so happy he came.
He didn't have that damn Bears 5 Nights at Freddy's suit.
Nah, it's just his voice.
Yeah,
the voice, man. It is. I don't know. I loved everything about it. So thank you guys for all the interaction, for the time, for the back and forth. Paul, I love it, man. I love a good debate.
You already know it best.
We need
to link on, because I want to do one too. I just wasn't able to do it before.
Yeah, I gotta update my numbers and statistics and stuff. But yeah, youtube.com/@BearskiFilm. Check it out, guys.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate Besky.
Thank you, Besky.
All right, go ahead. Let's get to the shout outs, Crook.
Man, well, shout out to Bestie, man. That was awesome. He dropped some great knowledge on us and stuff. Brought up some good points, some different point of views that we didn't necessarily look at before. So kind of made us open our eyes and stuff like that. So, and check out his videos. Look him up on YouTube, guys. He's got some really, really good Bears videos, good Bears content out there. He does some really good work. So, shout out to the Bears and trying to figure out who the hell they're going to keep and not keep and pay and not pay and have to maybe take a pay cut and not take a pay. You know, I'm happy I don't have to make those damn decisions because, Lord, there's a lot of tough ones, and everyone has a damn opinion on where the money should be spent. And at the end of the day, once it does get spent, we're going to have a lot to talk about because half of us are going to be okay with it, and probably the other half are not going to be okay with it. So, shout out to Ron Poles and best of luck making those decisions. Shout out to T Nick and you guys for having me on tonight as well. Normally I'm in the background here, kind of doing my thing, but without Frank the Tank here, shout out to him doing contracts out there. You know, someone's got to step up and take his place. So. Yeah, that's about it, man. Oh, one last shout out. Shout out to my son, new high score in bowling, 179. So shout out to him. Yes.
That's worthy of a clap. I ain't never hit that shit.
Applause.
Good idea.
You up?
So I'm scrolling to the top real quick. So give me a second. The chat wasn't as lit, but it wasn't terrible.
No, it was surprisingly light. I thought everybody would definitely be chiming in on where to go to, who to get, who they want to see maybe stay or go, or what to do.
I think people are just kind of right now still, like mourning the, and I don't say that lightly, especially since no. I'm a realist. Like, even if we did beat the Rams, hell, did you see what the Seahawks did? Like, damn, like Sam Darnold, who would have? None of us on here would have been like, "Oh, I'm betting on Sam Darnold this game." No, you're not.
Right.
You just,
right. No.
You're not.
Yeah. No, and the reason for that, JB, to be honest with you, is just like if you really look at it realistically, Ben Johnson was going to be the least experienced head coach in every single matchup going into the playoffs. No matter what coach you win it, he's least experienced, playoff wise, regular season wise. So I mean, that's an uphill battle, and it shows towards the end there. I mean, having those kind of rookie coaching decision mistakes and shit like that. So he had his moments.
But you know what? Even with that being said, was he supposed to be there?
None of us. Very few of us really expected them to realistically make the playoffs. I think the majority of us thought if they got to 9 wins and look.
I'm one of them. I said between 7 and 9. I'm one of them. Self-admitted.
That was a feeling. That would be a good season, along with Caleb developing into he developed into, in a sense. So,
But every year is different. We all sat up here and said we love Kyle Fuller here, but we damn sure would have traded up one spot to get Aaron Donald in 2014. But they don't listen. Hell, we drafted Shea McClellan, y'all, one time. Remember that guy?
Over Chandler Jones. Over Chandler Jones. We could have had Chandler Jones. I know. All right.
But anyway, so I'm back. I'm at the top now. So shout out to you, brothers. Obviously, hopefully we can get T Nick back in. He was here earlier. He, was behind the scenes doing some things. Shout out to him. Hopefully he comes back on. Shout out to you, Crook. Shout out to you, Foul.
What is she doing? I never know what she's doing back there.
Shout out to Frank. Shout out to Anthony Stewart. Shout out to okay, this is the new one. The Lone Chemo Sabi. Did y'all see that at 809?
Mm-hmm.
He got that picture. Shout out to him. Logan. Shout out to Logan. Thank you, nephew. Janet Dominguez, that would be Kirk's wife. Thank you, Janet. We appreciate the love. Niece Leah, thank you, niece. Al Bundy, thank you, Al Bundy. Love and marriage. Hey, and you know what? I want to get Al Bundy on because Al Bundy said we only gave Caleb a B to B plus, called us haters. He gave him an A minus. We looking at the totality, not just the impact, the play, the highlights. We looking at the full gambit. But shout out to Al Bundy anyway. Seth Rollins bears down. Thank you, Seth. Roma Dude's dad. Thank you, Bearski's film, obviously. So thank you, Bearski, for jumping on real quick. Actually, want to do a lot more collaboration with that guy. Caleb BJ Loveland. Thank you for chiming in. We appreciate you. RJ Piskin. I believe that's a new one. First timer. Thank you, RJ, for coming on. FG Bear Down 18. Thank you. We appreciate you. Mr. Tipton 33. I believe that's a new one too. Good, better, best. BJ. Thank you for coming in. My man Sivius R. Dixon. Thank you, Sivius. We appreciate you. Chicago Clubhouse #1 fan. Bear Down. Thank you. Yes, we agree. Luther will be the #1 and Loveland will be the #2 next year. We also agree with that too. Dietrich Boyd, thank you, Dietrich, for chiming in. We appreciate the love. And my man Dark Spectre. Dark Spectre came back in. Welcome. TTNL Runaway came back. Thank you, TTNL. We appreciate you. The Scrolls, thank you. The Scrolls, thank you.
Oh, there's Pennywise. There's the balloon.
Oh, something else. Yeah. I don't know who did that. Your boy Bub. Thank you, Bub, for chiming in. Crazy Ace, I salute the service. Crazy Ace overseas came in and giving us love, one of our Chicago Clubhouse Network members. Shout out to Easy, who just popped in. I'll let Fowl do that one. And AC Adam, I knew one. My man AC Adam came in. Hey, chimed in, y'all. Lorenzo Clemens. Thank you, Lorenzo, for chiming in. The Scrolls, I think I said Scrolls already. Thank you for chiming in. We got to get you back on. We got a lot of questions because you were right about a lot of things, especially the Loveland and the Kyle Manung guy. I give you a props for that, We appreciate it. That is about it. So not a lot of live interaction, but mostly repeat, which is still also good because that means the dialogue was good. The dialogue was fresh and everybody was interested. During this Bears season, we expect some tail off, but we love talking Bears. Whether we're playing games or playing for the future, it's always something worth talking about on the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. And I think we're winding down. Yep. So shout out to any P1s that we have out there that just didn't get a chance to watch. Jeanette Johnson, Andrea Schmidt, sis. We appreciate you. Bullets. We appreciate you all. I believe we are winding down, and that is to the end. Any lurkers out there, I'll let you all handle that one. But for real, it was a light night. Still a lot of the next couple of weeks, guys, is going to be very, very interesting with the moves and what the Bears need to do. Obviously, come April, we on the training camp, baby. We on the clock. April can't get here quick enough. But shout out to you guys. Shout out to us being a crew. Shout out to if we only got one person watching. One. And I'm in my Bears morning hat. The blackout with the dark gray. But we still got one of these. Actually, you know what? Shout out to Mr. Chicago. He ain't on tonight, but shout out to him too. But we only got one person watching. We know who it is. Podcast mom. Most affectionately known as Miss Sandra Bonham Holmes. Love you, lady. Oh, shout out to my oldest son. It's his birthday today. Cameron Bowe.
Oh, shit.
It's his golden birthday. 27 on 27. He down in Costa Rica having big fun with the wretched.
I bet.
That's so good.
All types of shit going on.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
First of all, I want to give a shout out to the chat. The chat was lit tonight. Thank you all for coming in and tuning in to the Chicago Clubhouse podcast, where we think we know everything, but we really don't know shit. Also, remember, it costs absolutely nothing, and I do mean nothing, to like and subscribe to the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. Tell your mama, tell your pa, tell your sister, your brother, your auntie, your uncle, your cousin, your niece, your nephew, the crackhead on the street, the hooker on the other side of the street, your side chick, your side dude. Tell them all. Subscribe and like the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. I also want to give a shout out, like I said, to nephew Cam Bowles. Happy birthday. Shout out to T. Nick, JB. Our boy Frank the Tank couldn't be here. Shout out to him. Shout out to Mr. Chicago. Shout out to Pennywise in the back that showed up without his red balloon. I guess he's not harvesting children. There you go.
Waiting on me.
Shout out to the super producer, the back to Crooked Man. Shout out to our boy Crazy Ace over there serving in Korea. Shout out to the kiddies that's upstairs. You probably heard them doing dishes and sound like one of them is sweeping right now. Shout out to my wife. Shout out to the baby boy you probably heard his little loud ass too, Pretty Ricky up there hooping and hollering. Probably didn't give him no ice cream, little badass. Shout out to all the Chicago sports teams. Talk a lot of shit about you, but we still love you. You represent the city. So Chicago till I die. And shout out to everybody out there. Please stay safe. Peace and love. And watch out for ICE. They doing some bogus things. And other than that, I'm done.
All right. Well, let me bring it on home.
Shout out to our boy Bear Ski, too, for coming on and showing some love, talking, debating some sports with us. You can catch him at Bear Ski's Films on YouTube.
Well, before I give my shout out, though, let me bring my man Easy in here to say something about his show real quick.
What? Me?
Yeah.
Talk?
You. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Unless you don't want to talk.
No, I would love to. No, please.
Hey, easy. Is that a kid behind you?
Yeah. I got a bunch in the sewer behind me. I lured him in with my red balloon. It's not on camera right now, though.
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah. So, by the way, FBI, if you're listening, it's all a joke. But yeah, I got Easy Does It. Pennywise Does It coming up on Saturday. We're going to be doing it at around 2:00 Central Time. We're going to reflect on the season. We're going to reflect on what I think was a great Bears season, a smashing success for the first year of a quarterback and head coach marriage. And we're gonna, it's gonna be great. We're gonna preview the Super Bowl. I got Noah Gross coming on. Noah Gross, by the way, he has been absolutely killing it with his takes. I have proof that in December he texted me and said the Bears are good enough to beat Green Bay in the playoffs, and then they're gonna lose round 2 to an NFC West team. And sure enough, he absolutely called it. So Noah's an Eagles fan, but he really does know his Bears football. And
good job, Noah.
And so we're gonna be talking off-season, talking some of the big moves that we hope to make, and yeah, we're gonna be doing every other Saturday. Cubs baseball coming up. White Sox had some nice off-season moves as well, and yeah, it's a real exciting time to be a Chicago sports fan. And yeah, so tune in to Easy Does It this Saturday, and then a special Valentine's Day episode I'm gonna be doing with my fiance. So.
Hey.
Oh, that's just so nice.
Yeah, love is in the air.
Oh, isn't that so nice?
Yes, love is in the air.
All right, can I do my shout outs now? Am I allowed to do that?
I'll shut up.
Okay. So earlier I was saying that football's coming to an end. So now some people are like, well, damn, what are we gonna do? There's no more Bears football. Well, we were talking about shows that you can watch. And Chris was saying that you can watch Game of Thrones. JB, you have any suggestions?
For me, it's a lot of good programming coming out. that show with Aldous Hodge, which he plays. What was the Tyler Perry guy? Where he was the detective.
Alex Cross.
Alex Cross. Season 2 of Alex Cross comes back out. I'll be watching that. Sterling K. Brown, where they're underground in the mountain, that comes back out. Season 4 of From, F-R-O-M, one of my favorite shows that we like to watch.
What is that?
From, you got to watch it. It's with Harold Arkin.
Can't even describe the shit to you. You just got to watch.
You just got to watch it.
Okay.
You know, and
Pennywise know about it. There's children in it.
I do not. We're gonna have to toe that back a little bit. That's a little scary.
You said children.
I don't wanna be that guy. But it is funny. It's also funny.
Well, my suggestions are some Chicago shows, of course. Starting out with Chicago Med. They just started. I think they started the end of the season 10, I believe. They have a few more episodes of that.
Yeah, there's been 10 already?
Yeah. Yep, already. And then Chicago Fire.
Yeah, Fire, PD, and Med. I remember
Fire, PD, and Med. Yep. And they're going to do one episode together. Well, all three of them are together. Those are always exciting. Always very exciting. And yes, I may be making an appearance in one of them. I do not know which one yet, but I may be in one of them. But that's not why I'm mentioning these shows. These are really good. These are really good TV shows. All right.
I have some recommendations too, if I might.
Okay, we'll get to you in a second. Let me finish what I'm saying. So, yeah, they're really exciting shows. So, I mean, I'm not just bringing it up because I'm in it. Also, The Chi is coming back for season 8. That should be exciting. And what other shows are? Will Smith has a show on National Geographic called Pole to Pole. How exciting is that?
How little funny is that?
I just hope he don't slap nobody.
From pole to pole.
You're thinking of Will Smith.
Oh wow. So Will is going to all these different exotic places, and he's kind of finding out, about science. He's making these science discoveries new to us. So they aren't discovered by him; they're discovered by somebody else, of course. But he's just bringing them to light. Man, I think it's pretty exciting. Actually, I'm addicted. I've watched every episode up until today.
Oh, it's already out.
And today is actually a new season starting, and it has a new episode today.
Will who?
Will Smith.
Oh, I thought you said Will Ferrell. I don't know why.
Oh my God! No, I would never.
So we going from pole to pole, and it's addictive. Okay.
Are you trying to say pause on that? I don't understand.
Don't you? You smoke crack, don't you?
You the one say going from pole to pole, and it's quite addictive. I'm like, hey.
Okay.
I was gonna let it slide, but you
all
couldn't.
Right. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it slide.
That's why I was like,
I get it. You gonna let it slide pole to pole? See who's on that now? All right, Easy. What's your suggestion?
Well, it's kind of an old show, but Becca and I just started watching Nathan For You, which is absolutely hilarious and painful reality show about a guy giving businesses really awful business ideas, and they run with it anyway. Very funny show if you're looking for cringe humor. Just finished rewatching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is always a great one. But if you're looking for your sports fix and you're looking to, get some valuable real information about sports and, good sports history, I highly recommend watching SB Nation, Secret Base, John Boyce, any of his documentaries. He's got a brilliant, how many episodes? Like a 6-episode piece documentary about the Mariners. He's got one about the Falcons, a 7-episoder about the Falcons. He's got an 8-episode piece about the Vikings. He's got a beautiful documentary about the Charlotte Bobcats and Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, who's on my shirt, by the way, little Michael's on my shirt. He's got some an absolutely genius documentary about the Bobcats and Michael Jordan. And he's got some, really great, just little football stories, baseball stories, all kinds of stories, really. John Boyce, SB Nation. I will always recommend his work because I think he's the best sports journalist in the game right now, and I don't think it's very close. So I recommend, you're funny, Crooked. I recommend John Boyce. And that's, especially if you like sports, which you all do because you're listening to a sports show.
All right. One question, T.
What's that?
In the chat. Fallout Season 2. I know that's based off a video game from Dark Spectre. Never seen it, but I've heard good things. What the hell is pluribus? Like e pluribus unum? Like, what is, you feel like what? That's, I don't know enough about that. Like, what is that?
It's an apocalyptic science fiction.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
I ain't never heard of it.
About it.
I never heard of it.
He was talking about the meds. The
tagline is the most miserable person on earth must save the world from happiness. So, in other words, it's a show about JB. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I thought
that shit for sure, bro. I don't like that shit.
I thought it was a Wizard of Oz reference. Then, when the wizard was like e pluribus unum at the end and all the graduation shit and all that.
I don't know. Hey,
royalty.
Chicago Med, Chicago PD, Chicago Fire. Hey, y'all want y'all ratings up? Put my ass in there. One take. That's all it take, baby. One take.
Was that a shameless plug?
It sure the fuck was. Yeah. And I won't even curse on set.
Lies.
So to finish my shout outs, if I may, I want to shout out you guys, JB, Foul, Easy. It wouldn't even be no show if I didn't have y'all, man. So I appreciate y'all, everything you bring to the podcast. And man, we gonna keep on doing this thing until the wheels fall out.
Amen. I said amen.
Amen, brother. Everybody in the chat, I'm not gonna do exactly what JB did, but I will say, if you are watching but you did not participate in the chat, we appreciate y'all. But you are officially
L for love. Good times.
Yes, you are officially a lurker. However, like I said, we appreciate you anyway for watching us and putting up with our foolishness. So thank you. Make sure you tell a friend to tell another friend to tell another friend to tell another friend. Check out the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. And we would not be the Chicago Clubhouse podcast if we did not mention Derrick Rose night. Man,
Dennis Rodman better be next.
I wish I was in the building. I wish I was in the building.
I wish we could get him on.
Shout out to Derrick. Yes,
we'll never know.
We will eventually have Derrick Rose on the podcast. You can mark that down in your calendar, as Terrence said, on this day that Derrick Rose will be on the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. Man, I wish I was in the building. I was told that some other Bulls were in the building. But one of the biggest questions that came up, and we want to address this too much tonight,
Rodman,
because I know everybody wants to go to bed or go get something to eat or go to the bathroom, whatever. But I'm gonna leave you with this. Should Dennis Rodman get his jersey retired too?
100%.
Okay.
No.
I said we don't want no answers. We're gonna wait. All right. All right. So, with that being said, that's my man JB down there, otherwise known as the Grinch. My man Foulmouth C.
Hey, Med, PD, Fire, hit me up, baby. I'm off. Call me.
And my dude Easy Pennywise. Oh God, that was scary.
I know.
I am T Nick, your point guard, quarterback, whatever you want to call me.
I'm to my sword.
You know what? We out.
You got to decide whether you're a wolf or a sheep.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.
Good night, Zimbabwe.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.
Damn.
And now it's all over.